Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Try a Chapter book tag. This tag is really easy to do. You pick 5 or even more books if you'd like, and you try the first chapter to see if you want to continue on with reading it or set it aside. So I thought I would try this. It's summertime still here in Texas, so I thought it would be a good chance to pick up maybe some more summer books while I'm still in the mood for some like light and fluffier contemporary. So let's get into it. 5 books I have chosen to do for this tag are When Devil Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon, Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett, Broken Beautiful Hearts by Cami Garcia, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno. So these are the 5 books that I'm gonna try for the Try a Chapter tag. I will be back soon with my updates and my thoughts on these books and to see if there's any that I would be interested in continuing on with. Try a Chapter, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into the books. The first book that I picked up was Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno. This book, actually, the chapters, I don't know if they're all pretty long, but I mean the first chapter was already 24 pages long, so I feel like I got to read a pretty good part of the book. I didn't realize, it seems like magic is gonna play a big role in this book along with sisterhood, which I think is really awesome. So my understanding is that this follows Georgina, who has a twin sister, and they all all the women in her family have magic of some sort, and they all have different abilities. For example, her sister is able to float, which I think is personally a really cool ability to have. And over the course of their last summer on the island where they live by the sea, they fall under suspicion for some sort of a tragedy that occurs. I really liked the first chapter that I read of this book. I was really impressed with it. The writing is so beautiful. I was not expecting it to be just as magical and flowing as it really is. So this is a book that I actually honestly think that I would probably continue with. It's very short, so I feel like I could probably, you know, get through this book pretty quickly. And like I said, the first chapter was already 24 pages long, which I think that's pretty decent. So this is one that I would definitely consider continuing on with this month. The next one that I tried a chapter of was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I didn't realize it because I guess I never had looked in it or something, but there's illustrations in this edition, and I just think that's so pretty. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. I ended up reading, like, there's a short, like, little kind of like prologue-y thing, and then the first chapter, and then there's also like a little clip from her Simon Snow book that she was writing, her fan fiction. So I actually really enjoyed this book. This book is definitely kind of like more of an end of summer read. It's like she's going into college, moving into her dorm, and it sounds like it's going to involve a lot on her finding her own identity. And also I noticed that it seems that she has some anxiety, so I think that would be really interesting to read. It's kind of a little bit longer of a book though, so I don't think that right now I will be continuing with this one. Not that there's anything wrong with it or that it's bad. I just personally don't see myself picking it up this month, but it's totally possible that in the upcoming months that I'll pick it up. The next one that I did was Broken Beautiful Hearts by Cami Garcia. This one, as far as I'm aware, involves a girl who is in an abusive relationship and how she sort of deals with that and moves on from that. I also think, just from reading the first chapter, that friendship is going to play a big role in this book. It sounds like she's dating her best friend's brother, and I think it kind of goes from there. I actually was pretty interested in this one. The first chapter is relatively short, but I really enjoyed what I did read, so if I have a chance, I wouldn't mind getting to this soon. I don't think that I'll necessarily get to it this month of August, but relatively soon I would like to continue on with this and kind of just see where it goes. The next one that I picked up was Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett, and the first chapter of this was also pretty fairly long, but it was great. I love Jen Bennett's writing. She's just so realistic, and I feel like I can really relate to what she's writing in her words. In this one, it sounds like we follow a girl and she gets the opportunity to go on a camping trip with some friends, but it sounds like, actually, just from having read the first chapter, that things may not always be like what they seem with that friendship. It sounds like her and her friend may have grown apart a little bit, and my understanding is that eventually she does become lost in the wilderness with an ex-boyfriend. I am actually really interested in picking up this title. It was kind of hard to stop reading once I got to done with the first chapter. So this is definitely one that if I have time, I would like to pick it up soon. It's a little bit bigger of a contemporary novel, but I really enjoyed what I was able to read. The final one that I tried a chapter of was When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandia Magnan, and I'm so sorry if I am butchering that name. I really enjoyed the first chapter. It's fairly short, and nobody had mentioned this to me before, but the camp that she goes to is actually called InsomniaCon, and I think that is such a great name for like a computer getaway camp. I think it's very clever, but I really enjoyed the first chapter of this book, and I also think that it might give some great insight to a culture that's different than my own personal home culture. So I'm really interested in continuing on with this novel. I don't know if I can get to it in the month of August, but I would like to if I ever get a chance, you know, maybe later this fall to pick it up. I think it's definitely going to be a cute book. There was a couple of different references that made me smile, so that's great. So I feel like this chapter actually went really well for me. Of the 5 books that I read, I think that the one that I'm most likely to get to first is going to be Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno. It's really, like I said, it's just because it's shorter and the writing in it is so beautiful. I think that I could probably get through this book a lot quicker than some of the others. I feel like this was a really successful try a chapter tag. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope to maybe do it some more in the future. Each of these books actually really did interest me. None of them I thought were boring or anything like that, and I'd be interested in reading all of them. If you'd like to do this tag, go ahead and consider yourself tagged for this and let me know what you think. And if you've read any of these books, let me know your thoughts on these, and if you think there's one that I should maybe get to sooner than the others. Thank you. Bye!